Okay, guys, so before we get started, you're probably wondering, hey, why is there a new title? Why is there this and this? Well, I usually record my videos on my phone, and my phone, KindMaster, if you see it on the top, sorry guys, I know, cringe, I'm using KindMaster, but how do I put this? It has stopped working entirely, so I'm on my, I'm doing differently now, so, yay. But I hope this doesn't bother anyone. By the way, the picture had to be changed because it was not working very well, and I hope you guys understand. Sorry for like the almost 1 minute of an intro, but I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, have we finally calmed down some? The silver-haired male asked after an hour of silence. Despite still being a bit peeved, you were feeling a tad bit better. Now that you've calmed down, but it still didn't mean that you've forgiven him for leading you on. I have. You spoke, curtly, crossing your arms and glaring daggers at him. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? And you were married? You asked. Okay, but before I answer that, allow me to fill you in a little bit about myself first. He says. You say nothing, only continue to glare at him, all the while waiting for him to explain himself. I was born into a family that practices a polyamorous relationship, which is why I have 3 wives. Your eyes immediately widen at this. What? As and wherein one man is married to several women? You've heard about these types of relationship, but never assumed Tengen is actually included in such an affair. Now realizing the situation, you sort of felt bad for thinking that he was a confiding cheater. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? You asked. I didn't tell you because I thought it wasn't necessary to just yet. He answered as if he were an everyday occurrence. Wait, you mean you were actually going to tell me anyways? You questioned, trying to understand the bizarre man in front of you. Tengen nods. Yes, but I figured I'd wait for the right moment to tell you. Have I told you back in the ruins, no doubt, you would have never spoken to me. He chuckled sheepishly, scratching his cheek. Well, he wasn't wrong in that aspect. Damn right you would have ignored him, considering how many girls here in Yushiwara had fallen prey to such men and have committed infidelity. And you surely didn't want to do that. Oh, it was all you said, feeling somewhat calm. I do apologize for leading you on. I just didn't want to scare you away before actually having a chance to talk to you. Tengen adds before reaching for your hand. You allow him to take it as you gasp, finding yourself being pulled forwards until you're pressed against his tall, solid body. Tengen slowly wraps his arms around you, with one hand on your back and whilst the other caressed through your long hair. You blush at the affectionate gesture, feeling his warm breath fan over your head and hearing his strong heartbeat against your ear. The sweet aroma of his vanilla and lavender cologne fills your senses as you felt yourself intently relaxed into him, allowing him to freely do as he pleased. The familiar feeling of blunt and well-trimmed nails massaging your scalp was enough to make you coo and completely submit to him as you found yourself mindlessly wrapping your arms around him. I'm awfully sorry, Yin-chan. I intended to be truthful with you from the beginning before we proceeded any further, he admitted softly, before placing a kiss on top of your head. His actions had your heart dancing in your ribcage. Perhaps you'd understand him? You obviously couldn't be mad at him, now that you knew the whole story, and now that you knew the straggling truth. But how the hell could this man be both beautiful and sweet at the same time? It's okay. I forgive you, Tengen-sama. Thank you for being honest. You say, nuzzling your face into his neck. Married or not, you're completely enthralled by him. Your words pleased Tengen greatly. I want to court you. His lips spoke before his mind did, and the impact of his words rested quickly as he saw you immediately glance up at him. Eyed-colored irises widen in surprise and fondness. Uh-huh. At this point, there was no use in denying it anymore. You both were far too deep to feel the love blossoming between you two. I want to court you. It's the real reason I wanted to see you again in the first place, he says. Yes, he was sure that this would be the first step into making you his fourth wife. If the flattering butterflies in the pit of his stomach were any indication right now. Honestly, I had no intention of being with another woman. 3 brides are more than enough for me, and I care for my wives dearly, he exclaims. But I'd be damned if I let you slip away, because I didn't expect you to come along and sweep me off my feet. Oh, you saw his cheeks redden, slightly embarrassed to say the least. Me? I swept you off your feet? You asked, feeling your mood lightened completely. Hell yeah, you did, he quarreled. At first, I was put off by your hair covering your face, since I was half expecting you to something unpleasant, he jokes. You wanted to feel offended, but chose not to, because you understood and simply couldn't blame him for finding your Kijiro-like appearance a little unsettling. Hell, you'd once even internally scarred yourself when passing your bedroom mirror. But upon seeing your beautiful face, it took my breath away. So much so that I couldn't stop thinking about you, which is why I want you to become my fourth wife. Your eye-colored eyes widened at the words. Fourth wife? That you immediately remembered him saying something about you being worthy of becoming his fourth? Now, it completely understood what he meant by that. And whatever he intended to or not, Tengen made his intentions very clear, and that alone made your feelings go giddy. I'm so sorry, this is a lot to take in, but I'm smitten by you, Yin-chan, he confessed. A shudder ran through you and Tengen cupped your face, making you glance back at him. You mindlessly leaned into his touch. Do your wives know about this? You couldn't help but ask, biting your lower lip nervously. At this, the sound Hashira grins before replying with, They do. I've already told them all about you and our previous encounters. You felt your cheeks heat up at that. It would have seemed you were the only one out of the loop. Do they hate me? You asked. You have seen how women would fight and kill their husband/boyfriend's mistresses. You really didn't want to be the one to come in between Tengen and his wife's marriage? You didn't want to be a homewrecker and have 3 angry women coming after you? Oh, with pitchforks and torches, asking for your head to be on a stake? You are not about to be in that train wreck. No, they don't hate you. Quite the opposite, actually, he exclaims. You internally perked at this. What? They seem to think highly of you since you managed to betroth my heart. He played with the strand of hair while he explained. Though I can't really confirm your opinion, but until they meet you, but I'm 100% certain they'll love and accept you just as I have. He smiles lovingly at you. That statement made you feel all the more eager to actually want to meet his 3 wives. You found yourself anticipating his wives' approval. Do they know about each other? You asked, beginning to sound like a child asking their parent, where do babies come from? Of course, they're very much aware of each other. We all live together under the same roof, after all, Tengen says. Suma is my first wife. She's very sweet and playful, but she's a bit of a crybaby. Yet, that only makes her more adorable. Makio can be quite the tsundere on the outside, but she's a firecracker. Always quick to anger, but once you get to know her, she's a real sweetheart. And then there's Hinatsuru. She's very motherly, and is the wise one out of the 3. She's beautiful and well as strong as steel. So, if you ever need anything, she'll always be there for you. Tengen laughed softly to himself as he thought about his 3 wives. That is enough to put a genuine smile on your own face. I really want to meet them. I think you'll fit in perfectly, since you have a lot of guts to kick me in the nuts. Just know you'll get along with Makio, he tells you. You're also cool-headed like Hina and shy, which also means you'll get along with Suma. You felt your heart race. You really think so, Tengen-sama? I'm not sure. You blushed. There is nothing to worry about, Yin-chan, he reassures you. I won't force you, so you don't have to meet them till you're ready, he says, looking at you. You would like to meet them, don't you? You were hesitant for a moment before nodding. I would love to meet your wives, but I'm not available for marriage, you say disheartedly. But I wish to be your wife. I will buy out your whole contract if I have to, he says. Your eyes widen as he reached into his yakuta, pulling out heavy stuffed coin purse filled with money. Tengen-sama, please, wait. Don't waste your money on me. I just need some time to think about this, okay? This is all just so sudden. You shuddered. Fine, take as long as you need to, my angel. We'll discuss this when the time comes, he sighs, putting his money bag away. In the meantime, I'll continue to court you, he adds, using his thumb and forefinger to tilt your head up to look at him. And you'll be my wife. With that, Tengen captures your lips in a compassionate kiss.